Hey everybody, Zach again at newtotorah.com, coming in making a video for you today. I saw a remarkable video this week. It was called The Shrinking Jewish Middle. The Shrinking Jewish Middle. And it was by a guy named Professor Stephen Cohen, who is a Jew. And I'm not sure which sect of Judaism. I'm assuming he's either a Reformed Jew or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what sect of Judaism he is in. Maybe it's conservative. I'm not sure. Either way, it was a remarkable video. And the whole point of the video, called The Shrinking Jewish Middle, is that all the sects of Judaism are shrinking. Okay, they're getting smaller. Less people are participating. The people who are getting married, and the Jews who are getting married are having less children. Most of the children who are raised up in all the sects of Judaism are leaving the faith or are not identifying with the faith. Basically, they're going away. I mean, they're just not, they're not growing anymore. In fact, they're shrinking at a very, very alarming rate, with the exception of one. With one exception. One single exception. And that is Orthodox. I believe is the ultra-Orthodox, or the Orthodox or the ultra-Orthodox. Or maybe it's together. They are growing at exponential rates. The rest of Judaism is falling by the wayside. They're not growing at all. I mean, they're shrinking. That's the whole point of the video, the shrinking Jewish middle. And I found this very interesting. I was amazed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the video down below in the description. And I'm also probably going to show this video at my fellowship, because I want to get everyone's view on it. And because I think this is very important. It really plays into what I'm trying to do here. What I believe the Father has called me to do here. And I'm going full blast with it no matter what. And I'll explain that to you. But first, the video. This professor has basically identified, and he's a professor in statistics, and he has all kinds of studies out there where he's going over there and analyzing them and basically seeing how much of Judaism is just falling away. Just falling away. Not even identifying as Jews anymore. And first off, I would love to sit down with this guy at some point and just sit down with him. It's like, listen, the reason this is happening is because most of Judaism is turning away from the commandments. It's that simple. They're turning away from Torah. They're becoming lukewarm. And with Torah is blessings and curses. If you keep his commandments, there will be blessings. If you don't, there will be curses. And the curses are, we all know that having children is a fruit of the womb. And if there's no fruit here, because folks, we just got done witnessing the nation of Israel in Tel Aviv putting on a week-long party for homosexuals, for people who are gay and lesbian in Tel Aviv. One of the largest parties in the world, if not the largest. A full week of this. And it being supported by the government of Israel. By a majority of Jews living in Israel. Not the Orthodox and ultra-Orthodox. Absolutely not. But most of, I remember looking on Facebook, and it was the Department of Foreign Affairs, or Department of State Affairs of the nation of Israel put up a banner, an article supporting this. This was the state Facebook page of the nation of Israel, controlled by their government, and their Facebook page posting and supporting this national gay holiday. A week-long holiday in Israel. Guys, people pray for the peace of Jerusalem. We need to pray for the repentance of Jerusalem. So I would submit to you and submit to this professor that the reason you're seeing a shrinking of Judaism and people who call themselves Jews, who claim to worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is because they're no longer worshiping the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're turning from his commandments, turning from his ways, and making a God in their own mind, and not following the commandments, not following the Torah as given by Moses. So that's what we have here. That's why they're shrinking. You're not going to be blessed as a people when you're doing things the way the Father says not to do them. Now, going back to the Orthodox, what really struck me in this the ultra-Orthodox communities, they're growing by exponential rates. They have high birthing rates. They're having lots and lots of children. Their communities are growing. This is what I see as my true brother Judah over there. And understand this: we see the black hats, we see the ultra-Orthodox, and on TV. Those people are not running the nation of Israel. Okay, they're not. They're not in charge over there. The people who are in charge over there are a bunch of bureaucrats who say they're Jews, but they're not. They're not really Jews. They're what the Book of Revelation would call the synagogue of Satan. Those who say they're Jews, but they're not. They don't act like they're Jews. And so that's we have to, people debate all that. But that's what I'm seeing. The people who are truly guarding the Torah, the people who are truly fulfilling the prophecy of Jacob in the book of Genesis, saying, "From you, the scepter will never depart. A lawgiver will always be between his feet until Shiloh rest comes." That's the ultra-Orthodox and the Orthodox communities over there. They're keeping the Torah. They're guarding the Torah. Yeah, they have added a bunch to it. I get it. I know. But they're still guarding. They're adding a bunch of stuff as a way to guard it. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not defending that practice. And a lot of the other stuff too. But understand the whole parable of the prodigal son that our Messiah Yeshua gave was that when the younger brother Ephraim was sent out into the nations, he was sent out and he woke up amongst the pigs. But he came home, and guess who was in the house still? Big brother Judah was in the house still. He's not perfect. Big brother Judah is not perfect, but he was still in the house. He has the Torah, as prophesied by Jacob in the book of Genesis. The scepter will never depart. You will always have a lawgiver between your feet. To always have the law, you have to remember where you're from and who you are. And where will the king come from? Judah. The scepter will never depart. So what I see here is prophecy. You have all these other sects of Judaism being melded with the world because they are of the world. They're participating in the world. Meanwhile, the one sect, the one part of Judaism that's going crazy in growth is the one that's guarding Torah. Or at least they think they're trying to guard Torah. Okay? They're upholding Torah the best way they know how. They're screwing up just like we are. Okay? But they're doing their best and they're growing. Now, take a look at the Hebrew Roots movement. Christianity is beside itself on what to do with us. They have no idea. All these feast days, the Shabbat, we're keeping the Shabbat, we're going back to the words of Moses, we're seeing the fulfillment of the feast days in our Messiah, and they have no clue what to do with us. They're just going nuts. And what's happening to us? We're growing like crazy. We're growing faster than a weed in my garden. We're going nuts. And not only that, what struck me on what this Professor Stephen Cohen was saying, and that the ultra-Orthodox is having these giant families, they're growing in numbers. It's the same thing with the Hebrew Roots. You take a look at the Hebrew Roots fellowships today, and you see large families. You see exponential growth. We had families come to our Sukkot, our Feast of Tabernacles. There were families there with 11 children. There was a family who just moved down the street from us, across the street from us, and they have, 9 kids? And then there's a family down the street, a little further from them, and they've got 7 kids. Our neighbors have 4 kids. I'm the one, the low on the totem pole. I got 2. But, it's like the Hebrew Roots movement is full of giant growing families, big families. Do you think there's a connection there? Could there possibly be a connection? The Orthodox community having large families, growing exponential. The one sect of Judaism that's growing while all of the others are diminishing. Almost to the point where they're losing their identity completely. They're not even identifying themselves as Jews. Meanwhile, out of Christianity comes another people holding to Torah, holding to the words of Moses, and understanding that our Messiah came and taught only the words of Moses. And they're growing exponentially. So much so that the Christian community has no idea what to do with this phenomenon. I would love to sit down with this Professor Stephen Cohen. I think what I would like to explain to Dr. Stephen Cohen is this verse right here. Let's take a look. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Moreover, you son of man, take one stick for yourself, and write upon it, for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick, and write upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, for all the house of Israel his companions. And then Isaiah 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day the Lord shall set his hand again, the second time, to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. I think it's related. Two brothers, Joseph and Judah, two brothers, who at one point in Egypt stood right next to each other and didn't recognize each other. I'm here to tell you, I recognize my brother Judah. I recognize the blessings that our brother Judah is experiencing. Not those who say they're Judah and who aren't, who don't live like Judah, but those who say they're Judah and who are living like Judah, guarding the Torah to the best of their ability, even though they make mistakes, just like us, coming out of Christianity, trying the best we know how to live according to our Messiah's ways, who followed the words of Moses. We make mistakes. We're not perfect either. But one day we're coming together. Ephraim will not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. I would love to sit down with this guy. Now, he doesn't understand. He thinks all Jews are Jews. I mean, that's what most Judaism thinks. All Jews are Jews. No. No, there's two. There's two houses, just like Ezekiel says. Two sticks brought together by one in the hand. Judah and Ephraim. I think this is extraordinary, folks, and I think it's prophetic. Only time will tell. All right, we'll leave it at that. Go home, read your Bible. Thanks.